inside the Target Center here in Minneapolis. Mike Gober, Jim Fox, happy to be with you. Week 4 of our RHI Game of the Week tonight. The Montreal Roadrunners taking on the Minnesota Arctic Blast. And in the nets for Montreal, Francois Gravel, presently tops in RHI play with an incredible goals against average. And then Derek Orlovsky on the other side. He helped to guide the BU Terriers to the 1995 National Championship. He makes his second start this evening. Our officials for this evening's contest, our referee is Chuck Harrison, the linesman James Parker, and John Elvey. And we are ready to get underway. Montreal with a record of 3-2 with one overtime loss, and the Minnesota Arctic Blast are 2-3 after being out of the RHI 1 year ago with a one-year hiatus. Montreal in their road red uniforms, and in the home whites are the Arctic Blast of Minnesota. Glad you can join us here week 4. There is Jim Campbell. He takes the big shot, knocked down by Orlovsky. Looks like it was a little bit of a twister. Billy Campbell, the shot from the top of the circles. Now played behind the net by Minnesota. Pushed up. Both of these teams known for their offensive prowess. Shoot gets it to the near side. And a save made by Gravel. Now played up quickly by Montreal. Guy Rouleau, their captain, off to a slow start. Martin Lacroix, spin move, fancy move. Tries to get the shot away, never pulled the trigger.
Smart try there by Lacroix, using his entire body to get in the road of the puck. Actually, the checker trying to come through him. Lacroix spun around, couldn't get the shot on goal.
Francois Chaput leaves it for Rouleau. And the save made in front, rebound pushed just to the side. Orlovsky left that rebound for the speedy Elaine Savage. Now pushed back the other way by Minnesota. And the pass intercepted by Rouleau.
Mike, one thing I think we're going to see from both clubs tonight, the situation that they do a little more than most teams. They take the puck back and regroup with it, come up the floor at full speed. That creates offense.
John Young's big shot deflected wide of the net. John Young, the top scorer so far for Minnesota. He was the #1 scorer in roller hockey international competition 2 years ago. Shot back the other way by Savage. And that goes high and wide of the net. Both these teams have had some concerns defensively. We expect an end-to-end, very explosive game tonight. Big shot, save made by Gravel off the slap shot by Randy Skarda.
Gravel, known as pretty much a stand-up goaltender, a big guy. He gets his entire body in the way. There's a look at Gravel. As you mentioned, Mike, coming in, the best goals against average in the league. At times, he looks very clumsy out there. The head coach of the Minnesota Arctic Blast, Scott Bukestad, former NHLer with Minnesota, spent some time with Los Angeles and Pittsburgh. And as usual, we'll have him mic tonight, so we'll try to listen in at time to time during the broadcast.
Face off to come to the left side. It is controlled by Montreal. Played now behind the net. Mark Bocage pushes it to the near side. Now, in addition to having Scott Bukestad Mike this evening, we also have Derek Orlovsky, the goaltender for the Minnesota Arctic Blast. That should be interesting, especially given the fact Derek, a communications major in Minneapolis, from Boston University. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, he wants to work as a color commentator, preferably doing the sport of hockey. He'll get a chance this evening.
Mike, he told me he wants to be a play-by-play guy.
That's
what he told me before that.
So we're trying to figure out whose job he actually wants. Trent Eigner from Miami of Ohio gets it to Jeff Romfo. Romfo had a hat trick in Minnesota's win last week. A decisive victory in this building, 13-2 over the New Jersey Rock and Rollers. They've had a week and a day off since that big win. Up their record at 2-3. Put behind the net by Taj Nelson. He skated down on the play by Jeff Romfo.
Once again, we see Minnesota starting right out from behind their goal, taking all 200 feet to try and build up some speed and going on attack.
Romfo tried to kick it ahead, got right around Christian Riviere. Now turned over with time Eigner. Just inside the red line. Eigner, very defensive-minded defenseman, dumps it down low, and Riviere will chase it down to Montreal. Delivered a hit from the backside. Guy Rouleau will now control for the Roadrunners.
Another tactic, Mike, I'm picking up already. The situation with neither team really creating any type of a forecheck at all. No pressure up the floor.
Lots of room. Riviere. Oh, pad save made Orlovsky. Outstanding save. First big save of the night turned in by Derek Orlovsky.
Did not start out as an outnumbered attack for Montreal, but Riviere coming right down the middle of the slot. Good wrist shot.
3-on-2 the other way. Hansen loses the handle. Rouleau will work it 1-on-1. Now Rouleau trying to pull it around the fence to the forehand. The shot deflected off the stick of Brett Larson. Good defensive play. Larson scooted around. A lot of these guys on the Minnesota team, local heroes, played at the University of Minnesota, grew up, played high school hockey in this very popular state for this sport. Some also playing at the University of North Dakota, so a very local flavor on this roster of the Arctic Blast. Shute gets it ahead to Lund. Lund pushes in front. Great pass. Score! All kinds of time in front for John Hansen. One of the many from Minneapolis. It is 1-0 Arctic Blast.
And you can see Francois Gravel, the goaltender, kind of shaking his head, going for a little skate. He overreacted on the play. Gravel thought the shot was coming right away from Hansen. It was a real hard pass. Pick it up deep in the Minnesota zone. You'll see once again that Montreal has all three players back defensively. Shute has the puck. Watch the pass from the corner. And Gravel overcommits. He slid across. Now, the goaltender has to do that. You have to try and come across. But because the pass is so hard, Hansen has time. He waits for the goaltender to go down. The puck goes up, and Minnesota leads 1-0.
4:09 into the game. John Hansen, his fourth goal of this RHI season to give the Arctic Blast the 1-0 lead. Now it is McHugh. He leaves it for big Randy Skarda. Skarda pushes in front. Score! Went off the stick of Patrick Dirask of Montreal. And Minnesota gets a good break. They lead 2-0.
You see it all the time. Goals scored in bunches in Roller Hockey International. There's Randy Skarda. He was in on the play, dropped. And Skarda's just looking to put the puck in front. Dirask is skating there. He has his stick in a good position. You see number 68. That's exactly what he should do. He comes back, middle of your screen, looking to help out defensively, and he just nicks it out of midair. That fooled the goaltender. It slid in between the pads of Gravel. 2 goals in 20 seconds. And the Arctic Blast lead 2-0.
Sixth goal of the year for Randy Skarda. And this is just his 4th game being played tonight. So he had 5 goals in just 3 games played coming in. Big scorer 2 years ago for the Arctic Blast. Worked in front. And Gravel got the stick handle down on the surface. Now McHugh tried to push it to the backside. Charlon will try to play for Montreal. Here comes Montreal. Skarda retreats. Left towards the center of the surface. Big shot, and the save made off the blocker of Berlovsky. Villion really pulled the trigger from the top of the circle. Bill Lund gets an assist on the John Hansen goal.
His 6th of the season.
And now pushed down deep. So Hansen and Skarda 20 seconds apart. Now the shot by Eigner. And it was deflected in front. Corey Leyland, the team captain, dumps it back, and Villion will play there.
Even though we had 2 quick goals by Minnesota, neither team able to build up much speed here. They're trying to regroup. They're trying to go the full 200 feet, but both teams getting back pretty well on defense, getting all 4 men back.
Rouleau. Minnesota will gather it in there. Minnesota has had some concerns. The head coach said they really have only played 1 solid game this year, and that was the decisive victory over the Arctic Blast. Rouleau is looking ahead, and the illegal clearing will be called. We are midway through the first quarter, and the Arctic Blast have the early lead. Welcome back to the Target Center. Mike Goldberg, Jim Fox. I'll tell you what, throughout the first 3 weeks, we've seen some real contrasting styles. Tonight, though, we've got 2 teams who are equally effective offensively.
Both teams can really skate well. They like to work the puck in safe positions. Puck control, the name of the game. Both teams skate so well. Now a 2-0 lead by Minnesota, but you never can count the Roadrunners out. They showed that last year, coming and scoring goals in bunches.
Minnesota, one of the least penalized teams in the league. Melson gets it up to Trent Eigner. Back now to Lowen. Lowen's shot knocked down in front. Rouleau will try to play for Montreal. Gathered in by Trent Eigner. Another mass communications major. Sports journalism and marketing. Trent Eigner from Miami of Ohio. 3 times the team captain in Oxford in the CCHA. Eigner will control. Gets it to the far side. Played there by Melson. Nelson ahead, Lowen, shot, and it is covered nicely by Francois Gravel.
Good play. Well, since we don't have any forecheck going, it looks like actually the Montreal Roadrunners look like they're in sort of a neutral zone trap, but I guess you really can't play that since there is no neutral zone in Roller Hockey International. Danielle Doré, the head coach, take a look. Look at the Montreal players, all 4 of them kind of skating backwards, just waiting for Minnesota to build up speed. Then the defensive players collapse on the puck. Good shot by Lowen there, and Gravel has to hold on. Doré just back into town just before the game. He's a scout for the Boston Bruins, and he was at the NHL draft.
So a very busy day for Daniel Doré. Team skated on their own this morning. Savage got a stick in the mouth. Looks like an accidental high stick. It'll be called against Bill Lund, and they'll have our first power play of the night. It'll belong to the Roadrunners.
And Montreal very effective on the power play coming into the game, second best in the entire league. There's Lund. You're right, Mike. I think it was accidental all the way, but the high stick nonetheless. I think that's another trend we've been picking up so far this season. Take a look. There he is on the left side of your screen, just reaching out to try and slow down Alain Savage of the Montreal Roadrunners, but the stick kind of glanced off his shoulder, then into the face area. So Lund goes to the box, and the first power play of the night goes to the Montreal Roadrunners. They need it. The Roadrunners trail 2-0.
Scott Bukestad has to be concerned that his team could get into odd man situations against Montreal tonight. Guy Rouleau will be the quarterback on the power play. Watch for number 41, Alain Savage. He leads the attack with 5 power play goals on the year. In front, pad save made by Herlovsky against Charlin, who, by the way, has 4 power play goals on the season.
Because Montreal skates so well, you can imagine they'll move the puck around with a lot of speed, and that's how you set it up on the power play. Although the number 1 guy, number 77, Guy Rouleau, is the quarterback on the power play. He was the second best scorer in the entire league last year. You see right there, Montreal coming in ranked second. You saw the percentage, power play percentages so high in roller hockey international.
Rouleau last year scored 4 goals in 1 game on 4 different occasions. Ended the season with 37 goals, 83 points, 2 behind the leader, Doug Lawrence, who was playing in Oklahoma. Now there he is, number 77, Guy Rouleau, off to somewhat of a slow start this year with just 9 points so far on the season. Savage up top now. Very talented player. High shot off his own teammate in front of the net. Now Savage works behind the net, tries the centering pass. Controlled by Montreal. Pushed back up to Alain Savage. Across to Guy Rouleau. Artois and Charlon are in front. Rouleau, weak pass, and it'll be intercepted by Minnesota. And here come the Arctic Blast. Shoot. Good forehand pass. Moves it ahead. Shot just wide of the net. Brett Larson had lots of time and fired wide. Back the other way come the runners. Charlon. David Shute retreated nicely. Now it is played by Rouleau. He fires just wide to the near side. And flipped and cleared out of the zone with 9 seconds left in this first power play of the night.
I think you could say the reason for the slow start of Rouleau this year, he's the quarterback on the power play. Last year he was more of a shooter, but Montreal lost 3 defensemen off of last year's team, so Rouleau forced to be more of a passer.
Can't handle it behind the net. Eigner, that is the big difference for this Montreal team. Just 1 defenseman returns from last year's team that lost in the RHI finals to the San Jose Rhinos. Now Jeff Romfo. He has been a pleasant surprise thus far this season, and the glove save made by Francois Graval. Our score remains 2-0, 3:07 remaining in the first.
This week, the playoff format. Only the top 2 teams in each division qualify for the playoffs. That's only 8 teams overall. All the series in the playoffs are a best 2 out of 3. Now that's different from last year. Last year they had like a 2-game play down with a mini game. Everyone felt that was a little too short. So this year only 8 teams make the playoffs. Best 2 out of 3.
And if the season ended today, and we're very early in it, Montreal, after 6 games played, would be in the playoffs. St. Louis has already played 10 games so far this RHI season. Going to have our second penalty of the night. And it's going to go against Montreal. Eigner will play. Eigner working it up the near side. Dumps it down deep. Romfo tries to push it across. Still controlled by Minnesota. Lowen, big shot. And it is knocked down by Montreal. Finally the whistle. And the Minnesota Arctic Blast will have their first opportunity with the man advantage.
Interference will be the call. We talked about defensemen leaving Montreal. There's one of the defensemen, one of the mainstays from last year's team, Daniel Doré, now the head coach with the Roadrunners, but he was a big force on defense. You can tell by his build right there. No trouble clearing the front of the net. With all the defensemen lost, I'm sure at times Montreal has thought about putting Doré back into the lineup. You see the Montreal Roadrunner player go down right there, but there was an interference call away from that play, and it went against Montreal, and Doré is not a happy man. He's a busy man. He's at the draft, he's at the game, he's doing it all. But right now his team trails 2-0, and Minnesota goes on the power play.
Patrick Delras, 21-year-old rookie, Is in the penalty box for the next 90 seconds. Minnesota power play ranked 11th in the league. That equals the numbers on the penalty kill. Big shot goes wide of the net. Watch for Randy Skarda. Really worked the power play. He has 1 power play goal already this year. He also has 1 goal tonight. Good play back to Billy Campbell from La Riviere. Billy Campbell clears the puck. Billy Campbell, one of the older guys, not only on this Montreal team, but in the league. 32 years old, the former Philadelphia Flyer. Tempo really controlled now by Minnesota. Push down low to Hansen. Back up top, Skarda plays it across. Skarda comes in very used to working on the wheels, a member of Team Rollerblade. Now down low, good deep. And holding his ground nicely was Francois Graval as he made the save on Corey Leyland.
Aggressive move by Leyland right there. He took the pass. He's on his off wing, so he can take 1 step and go to the goal. That's exactly what he does. You see him pick it up. He had one thing on his mind. That's take the puck to the front. Well, I think Leyland is looking for someone open off to the side of the net. If it's not there, he takes the shot. Pretty good patience right there by Gravel, just holding on. And there's Leyland, the captain here in Minnesota.
Matty.
Usually you have that captain. He's a leader, a very intense player. He can put points on the board, too.
McHugh gets it across. Now back to McHugh. One-time shot in his own man, Bill Lund, in front. Montreal have an opportunity to clear. 23 seconds left in the man advantage, the first of the night for Minnesota. Under 1.5 minutes remains in the first quarter. Mike Goldberg, Jim Fox, happy you could join us here on our RHI Game of the Week. Lots of time. Save made. Rebound. Score! Power play goal by Bill Lund. The big shot by Taj Melson. Gravel could not pounce on the rebound. It is 3-0 blast.
If you're a coach and you see this play, you show it to your players time and time again, because Lund does the hard work driving to the net. You mentioned the rebound, Mike. Watch this. It really doesn't drop too far, but just out of the grasp of Francois Gravel. You have to credit Bill Lund. He just drives to the net. He made the first pass, but then he beelined right to the front. He beat everyone there. Montreal collapsed down low on the penalty kill. Bill Lund will not have much time to pick up this rebound, and right there reaches in. He's on his forehand. He whacks at it, gets a lot of wood on the shot. 3-0 Arctic Blast.
Power play goal, 7th of the season for Bill Lund at 10:41 of the first quarter. Now it is Jeff Romfo. Romfo to the backhand. He flips it high. Tell you what, this Montreal team in a bit of trouble here early in the game. Minnesota looks like they're coming out in the same fashion they did in that decisive victory a week ago Friday night against New Jersey, when they opened the game with 12 unanswered goals. Back the other way. Shot knocked down.
One thing you look for in a team, it's an intangible, but it's intensity. No intensity whatsoever from Montreal. I mentioned their forechecking style, really non-existent. There's no pace in their game.
Romfo leaves for Eigner. He fires wide of the net.
Keep it in.
30 seconds now remains in the first quarter of play.
Heads up, Scards. Heads up, Scards.
Very patient. The one thing that Scott Bukestad talked to us
Go,
this
Matty.
morning about
You got 20 seconds, 20
discipline
seconds.
defensively, keeping control of the tempo of the game. Eigner again, shot deflected off Lacroix and controlled by Gravel.
Your line go out. Keep Scarred
So
out.
the official goal, the 3rd of the night, scored by Bill Lund, his 7th of the season. Give the assist to Taj Melson.
As Twin City BMX presents tonight's halftime show.
Hey, don't be afraid to take that one there.
Local hero, 43 goals, one single season with the Minnesota North Stars, about 4.5 years with the North Stars. Also played in the National Hockey League with the Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah, real big shot. He could put it on net. That's one of the things he's doing right now, kind of as a side. He's an assistant coach at a high school, obviously the head coach here, but he tutors young kids how to shoot the puck. He's a good shooter himself.
Good shot, good save made. Skarda has a cannon from the top of the circle. Back the other way, Savage. Taken off the play by Corey Leyland. Leyland gets it across. The horn sounds. Good first quarter put together by the Arctic Blast of Minnesota. Hansen, Skarda, and Lund have given Scott Bukestad's team a 3-0 lead.
I don't see him. I think we're safe.
Of course we're safe. We're in my Subaru Outback.
I know the world's first sport utility wagon.
This beauty's got dual airbags, full-time all-wheel drive, and it's more stable in the turn than a Blazer.
What else you got?
Better braking than an Explorer. That's my Subaru Outback, the world's first sport utility wagon.
We welcome you back to the Target Center here in Minneapolis. Shots on goal doubled by Minnesota in the first quarter, 12-6. And they were effective with their one power play of the night. It is 3-0 after 12 minutes of play as the Minnesota Arctic Blast, a weekend set with these Roadrunners of Montreal. They will meet again tomorrow afternoon. They are looking, Minnesota is, to even their season record at 3-3. They open with 3 games against the Long Island Jaws already, 2 at home, and they also lost a game to Empire State. The Cobras off to a great start. They lost that one 9-5. Played behind the net by Montreal. Now it is the Roadrunners. Skarda steps up. This should work out as a good scoring opportunity. Bouncing puck. He never got the shot off. Now Chaput. Chaput will work it to the far side. Pushed ahead. Pass too far again. Now going back up, Leyland. Shot knocked down by Bouillon. And now Montreal gets it ahead to the very talented Alain Savage. Now it is shot by Bouillon just wide of the net. And Minnesota really doing a good job to eliminate Montreal's scoring opportunities. McHugh leaves it for Skarda. Skarda on the near side. Randy Skarda gets it across. 2 score in 1994 when he was with the Minnesota Arctic Blast. Came in late this year, but a very welcomed addition to this team. To the near side. Now it is played by Montreal's Francois Chaput. Cannot hold on, and there is John Young. John Young works it up ahead. Oh, tried the flip pass to his former teammate Skarda, and it was intercepted. Leyland will chase it down. Corey Leyland gets it across. And now Skarda will come in to help out. Controlled still, though, by Justin McHugh. McHugh leaves the top of the circles. Here is Young. Lots of time. Walks in. Save made. Rebound. And Gravel holds on. Oh, Justin McHugh tried to go 5-hole. Francois Gravel made the nice save. John Young, the assistant coach and a player with this team, helped to set up this last scoring opportunity. Here is John working his way in, looking to go 5-hole. Top scorer in roller hockey international competition in 1994. That was the year Minnesota was 18-3-1, Central Division champs. And his teammate then, Randy Skarda, led the league in assists. Now Larson, his shot goes just wide of the net. Played now by Montreal. Montreal has not had a lot of fire in their steps so far. Claude Filion, physical defenseman, invited to the Bruins camp last year. Tries to flip it down low. Now he'll get the puck back. Claude Filion, just 21 years old. A much different team than 1 year ago for Montreal. Very youthful franchise. A lot of locals from the province of Quebec. Now it is played by Brett Larson. Larson avoids the attempted hit of Carl Sharon. Now to the top. Shoot! High and wide. And Gravel plays it off the backboard.
Take the body shooter.
Number 16, Mark Bocage. Good two-way player. Pushes it around. Now it is taken by Bill Lund.
Heads up, Lars. Heads up.
From Rousseau, Minnesota, which is the same hometown as Neil Broughton, the entire Broughton family. Of course, Neil was for the 1980 U.S. Olympic team that won the gold medal at Lake Placid. Now it is dumped back down low.
Lars, take your time. Coming. See the body, guys.
Bocage, but it is unsuccessful. Now out of the player's bench, Giroux low. Oh, flip nicely.
Nice play, Lars.
Good defensive play made by Brett Larson. Up ahead, here is Shute. David Shute working inside. 6 save made. And I'll tell you, Francois Gravel uses that 6'3", 200-pound frame and just holds his ground. Makes the save look simple.
Take the body, Hanner.
So the score remains 3-0. Now it is Billy Campbell. Campbell trying to work for Montreal, tied up on the play. Romfo comes away with a loose puck. Now Campbell gets it back. Campbell plays it to Mark Bocage. Shots on goal so far, just 6 generated by Montreal. That number will stay the same as Bocage misses the net. Now Campbell down low.
Here he comes. Go to Mike.
Towards Guy Rouleau. Rouleau has a man in front. He's shot high and wide. Taj Melson tries to play it off the backboards for Minnesota. He gets it up ahead. 2-on-1 will develop. Eigner and Romfo. Penalty forthcoming. Romfo himself. Save made. Rebound in front. Eigner tried to deflect it in. As for one moment, Francois Gravel lost sight of where the puck had gone after he made the save on Jeff Romfo. Nonetheless, it is going to result in another Minnesota power play. Jim Fox.
Mike, I'm down on the bench with Scott Bukestad. Scott, I guess it's going the way you expected it or wanted to go. Certainly very controlled, leading by 3 goals here in the first half.
Yeah, I think defensively we're stepping up and we're not giving them much room, and we're, you know, we had one good break on the second goal, and I think the guys are just they're working hard and doing the things they have to do.
Let me ask you about Montreal. They've kind of surprised me a little bit in that they've really held back, really no forecheck, no tempo, no intensity to their game. And it seems like you guys can break out of your zone just about any way you want to.
Well, I think they're backing up, and they think they're going to be able to get us in the defensive zone. And our guys are pretty good when they got the puck and they got a little room. So, you know, it's working okay so far. So they'll probably adjust.
Thanks, Scotty.
Scott Bukestad, what a great career he had at the University of Minnesota. His senior year, he led the nation in scoring. Now it is Young, gets it across. Back, good passing. Pad save made by Francois Gravel. Corey Leyland just had to try to go upstairs, and it would have been 4-0. Good pass to the back doorstep towards Corey Leyland. Pass was made by number 6, John Hansen. Now it is played down deep. Young comes away with the puck. Hansen looking. Leyland shot, save, rebound. And Montreal pounces all over the player Scott Young. Pardon me, John Young, and now it is played back towards Derek Orlovsky.
Mike, you mentioned that big save by Gravel. I talked about it this morning. He reminds me a little bit of Ken Dryden, the former Montreal Canadian, with the size and the legs. His pads are so huge. That last kick saved so quick.
Leyland gets it across again. Oh, high and wide, the shot by John Hansen. Good pressure on this power play thus far. 17 seconds left in the match. It's John Young, all kinds of time. Gravel again. 19 shots on goal already for Minnesota. Just 6 for Montreal. Final seconds ticking away. Here on the power play. Leyland again. Pad save made. And the penalty has finally come to an end. 2-on-1 back the other way. Savage working it in himself. Save made by Orlovsky. That shot right there, the first shot of the second quarter for Montreal. Offsides is the call. So far, shots on goal here in the second quarter. The Blast with 9. The Runners just 1.
Elby. Let's take a look at some effective use of size. Gravel, the goaltender, even though he goes down into the butterfly, look at him keep his upper body upright. That covers the top of the net. Certainly the pads cover the lower part. A big goaltender who uses his size so well.
Oh, I know, it was a good play.
The face-off will come the other side of the surface, to the right side of Derek Orlovsky. Shots so far this quarter, as I mentioned, dominated by the Arctic Blast. Now it is Trent Eigner. Eigner feeds it ahead. Shot deflected just wide by Lowen. Number 17, Matt Lowen, also out of Minneapolis. Now Eigner and the save made by Gravel. If Montreal gets back into this game, it will be greatly due to the efforts of their goaltender so far here in the second quarter.
Lundy's up.
9 shots on goal. Not a single one has passed the net. Francois Gravel so far here in the second. Now they work it up again, does Minnesota. Rampo lots of time. Stick save made. And kicked away again. Now pushed back up top to Trent Eigner. Now his guys are inside the zone, but if Eigner or a teammate advances the puck over the blue line themselves, that will result in no offside. Eigner goes down on the play. Deflected on the near side by Taj Melson. Now picked up by Campbell and flipped back up ahead. Rampo. Now it is Eigner. Rampo, Melson. Melson breaking towards the post. Eigner looking for him. Instead, takes the shot at the front line of the net. Now it is played down deep in the zone. Lacroix on Rampo. To the horse nicely. Lacroix showing some physicality. First show of emotion here from Montreal. Backdoor Larson. Pass intercepted by Guy Rouleau. Guy Rouleau leading to Lacroix. We've got a penalty forthcoming. It is going to go against Minnesota. Rampo will be the victim. Left by LaRiviere. Now pushed ahead. Rebound. Shot. Save made down low. Orlovsky got help from his defenseman. Nonetheless, still Montreal will have a power play.
Lundy, shooter.
Rouleau was hit in the far corner. He got the stick. Jim Rampo will work his way into the penalty box. Get his second power play of the night for the Roadrunners.
The Roadrunners need offense going right here. We've talked about the goaltending of Gravel. Difficult situation on Orlovsky. The goaltender hasn't seen many shots. There's the penalty right there. Rampo just getting the stick up. Rouleau looking at the nose. So Montreal will get that chance offensively. And of course, Rouleau will stay out here, the quarterback on the power play. I mentioned it earlier. I think he's just getting used to this role. Last year, with a very effective Montreal power play, Rouleau played down low. He was a one-time shooter. He could really release the shot quickly. Now, with all the defensemen leading the team, he has to be the QB.
They have flagged Jeff Romfo for a double minor, so a 3-minute power play will result from that errant stick towards the face of Guy Rouleau. 3-minute penalty. Now another penalty forthcoming as Savage goes down hard, and slashing will be the call. Well, it's going to be a wonderful opportunity for Montreal when we return to the Target Center in Minneapolis. Welcome back to the Target Center. There you see number 41, Alain Savage Jr. He is attending to himself. Hurt the left elbow on this play.
Savage just going in, working defensively. Didn't look like much on the replay. Looked like Savage, one of those situations perhaps where the elbow pad or the arm pad just moves out of place and this stick catches you right on the bone. Didn't look dangerous. You saw you saw Savage go down very heavily, and now a 2-man advantage for the Roadrunners.
That resulted in a slashing penalty to Bill Lund, so a 4-on-2. Lacroix gets it across. Rouleau shot high and wide of the net. Now it is gathered in, and Bouillon will play, number 22.
Block that large
Walk it in very deep. Rouleau now not at the quarterback position. Bouillon is. He's at a trigger spot on the side. Fires the wrist shot. Save made Herlovsky. Bouncing puck, score! Montreal is on the board. A power play goal for the Montreal Roadrunners. It is 3-1 now, Minnesota.
Just a matter of too many men to cover. Not enough penalty killers out there. The Arctic Blast 2 men short. Now watch the amount of whacks. How many whacks Montreal has at a rebound here. Herlovsky makes the first one. Lacroix 15 is there. Charlin number 20 is there. There's 1, 2. On the second whack, Charlin goes right for the top of the net. He kind of looked like he hit it like a chip shot. So Montreal doing what they should in this situation. They have a 2-man advantage. Put the puck to the front of the net and outnumber the other team. You see Minnesota back with their 2 penalty killers. It's just not enough. Not enough guys to go around, and Montreal gets that power play goal to get back in this game.
6th goal of the season for Carl Charland. He has now 5 power play goals, so 5 of his 6 goals on the year have been scored in a man advantage situation. Keep in mind that there will still be some time on the penalty remaining. The first minor to Romfo. They've got the double minor, so they have moved the double minor on Romfo down to 90 seconds remaining, Jimmy. Left the other penalty alone at 59 seconds, so if that is indeed correct by the officiating crew here, we still have a 4-on-2 advantage for another 59 seconds for Montreal.
Well, that's the way to get yourselves out of a game. In Minnesota, the players were yelling on that last penalty call. They did not agree with the situation. I mentioned Chavez kind of going down very hard. It didn't look that bad. But that's the situation existing right here. Still a 2-man advantage for Montreal.
Rouleau and Lacroix get assists. Big shot and save made. Good shot by Bouillon. And the hit delivered also. This opportunity could get Montreal right back into this game, not only because they have the advantage naturally 4-on-2, but it looks like there's some emotion now in the Roadrunners after 2 of their guys went down hard. Rouleau score! Guy Rouleau goes short side, top shelf. Power play goal, Montreal. It is 3-2.
Big difference in the feeling of Montreal. They've capitalized on the power play. This is the position that Rouleau played most of last year. Lacroix taking the puck up the floor. Now watch Rouleau off to the right side. He's used to this situation. He's a left-hand shot. He's on his one-timer. He just cranks it. Much like the first power play goal, Montreal very aggressive, getting shots through, and Rouleau can really release. You see, not much of a backswing there by Rouleau, so the goaltender Herlovsky does not have much time to set up on the play. Quick backswing, quick release, and Montreal back within 1.
5th goal of the year for Guy Rouleau comes at 8:27, just 32 seconds after Carl Charlon made the score 3-1. And still 50 seconds remaining in the man advantage situation. But now it will be a 4-on-3. Martin Lacroix gets the assist on the power play goal. Second assist of the night for Martin Lacroix. Now shot pad save, rebound. Lacroix trying to jump on it. Herlovsky sprawled out. The puck goes to the side of the net. Bouillon is up top. They get it across to Savage. He obviously is okay back on the surface in this power play situation. Now Lacroix. Lacroix across Savage. Pad save made, Herlovsky. Rebound cleared, but not totally out. 15 seconds remaining in the man advantage situation. Hansen in the help for Minnesota. Now Lacroix plays it back to Savage. Savage walking in. Big shot. Close save made, Herlovsky. And we have talked about it all month long. We are happy that it is now upon us. We called them the X Games from Providence, Rhode Island, the week of June 24th all the way through the 30th. We are looking forward to bringing you the best in extreme competition. 9 categories, including water sports, bungee jumping, aggressive inline skating, sport climbing, extreme adventure race, and so much more. The X Games all this week on the Deuce and ESPN. And this man, Guy Rouleau, has 2 points tonight on the Deuce.
Corey, you gotta ice that.
And there are now 2 seconds, and Ronfo will now come out of the box, so we are back to even strength, but Montreal did damage with the man advantage. Erasme throws it back. Rouleau gets it across. Good puck movement now being displayed by the Roadrunners. Billy Campbell. Campbell dumps it back down deep. Scarta will chase it down. He'll be chased on the play by Derask. Now pushed down deep by LaRiviere. Derask tries to work it, turned it over. Can Ronfo get ahead of the body? Derask does a good job of getting his body between. Plays it purposefully back towards his goaltender, Francois Gravel.
Mike, I'm down on the bench here with Taj Melson of the Arctic Blast. Taj, I want to talk about the first half so far. Certainly the momentum early. Your team had it. Now, what do you do to stop Montreal?
Yeah, I don't know. 4-on-4 really had it going there, and they get a couple power plays, and they're capitalized on them. We're going to be all right. We'll go back to 4-on-4. We'll get our pace going again. We'll be fine.
Were you surprised? I mentioned to your coach earlier the pace of Montreal early in the game. Really no forecheck whatsoever. Just kind of holding back.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to see what we were going to do laying back, and we really took it to them there, and I think we can continue to do that the rest of the game as soon as we get back to 4-on-4.
Thanks, Taj.
Tell you what, that is an intelligent young man right there. Taj Melson, 22-year-old from Los Angeles. Pre-med. In fact, there are 2 guys with great smarts on this Minnesota Arctic Blast team. Justin McHugh, pre-dent. He has already been accepted to dental school, so congratulations to him. Now it has worked. Pushed up ahead. Low and shot. Bad save made by Francois Gravel. Now pushed towards Brett Larson. Larson plays it on the far side. Push towards net, deflected out of play. They'll stop the clock. 1 minute and 39 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Well, we mentioned that these 2 teams not off to very glamorous starts. Minnesota now at 2-3, and Montreal at 3-2-1. The St. Louis Vipers have already played 10 games this year. And Ottawa finds themselves in the middle of Montreal and Minnesota. 2-2-1 overtime loss. The Central Division of Roller Hockey International's Eastern Conference.
Mike, you would think early in a season like that, the standings really don't mean that much. Well, we talked about early, only the top 2 teams make the playoffs from each division. And in the Montreal Roadrunner dressing room before the game on the blackboard, they had the standings right up there, a big priority. Even though it's kind of early in the season, not much time and not many teams making it, so you got to keep an eye all the way.
Yeah, Jim, just a 28-game schedule, 14 home, 14 away, played over the course of 10.5 weeks.
Here, guys.
Take the regular season. We are in week 4 of our coverage of the league already, so just about a month old this season. Charlon shot out of his net. Herlovsky save was made, and a penalty forthcoming as a Montreal player ran right into the goaltender, Derek Herlovsky. And I have a feeling that Mark Bocage is headed to the penalty box.
I think it may go the other way, Mike. I think it's
right?
Going against Minnesota. It looks like Brett Larson, maybe an interference call. Montreal now driving to net. There's Larson, right side of your screen. He takes down the Roadrunner. You were right too, Mike. Bocage went right into the goaltender. Could have went both ways on the play. Another look at it. Certainly Larson took him down, but I think Bocage went out of his way to make contact with the goaltender, but it's only called one way. Montreal forcing a penalty by driving to the net. There's Brett Larson, so the Roadrunners back on that power play.
And this will be their 4th power play of the night. They already have scored 2 power play goals. 92nd penalties here in Roller Hockey International. 8 shots generated on the Montreal power play. Shorthanded opportunity. Bill Lund, he'll wait for some help. And gets it across to Scarta. Scarta is poked away by Martin Lacroix. Our Charlond pushed down deep into the Montreal zone. Under a minute remains in the first half. John Hansen, Randy Scarta, and Bill Lund all scored in the first quarter for the Minnesota Arctic Blast. But power play opportunities abundant here. Rouleau hit the post. Oh, good pass from Lacroix across to Guy Rouleau.
Shooter, stay with it.
Now it is played by Rouleau. Pushed down deep to Charlon. Charlon across Lacroix. Big windup. Pad save made Herlovsky. And the puck is cleared.
Good
Mentioned earlier, see that man, Francois Graval, the goaltender from Montreal. He is the reason why we have ourselves a hockey game. The first 9 shots of this quarter were generated by the Minnesota Arctic Blast. They have not scored so far in this 12-minute segment. Down low, final seconds ticking away. Rouleau, stick handling in traffic, bouncing puck, and Herlovsky gathers it in with 4.2 seconds remaining in the half.
Youngie, go and take the drop.
Yes, at one point, Herlovsky had not faced a shot while his counterpart, Francois Graval, Jimmy, had faced 9 shots on goal.
Certainly have to have an adjustment, certainly mentally nice. Last power play for Montreal, Herlovsky made a pretty good pad save near the end of it, and I think that can be a confidence builder. Certainly a goaltender has to make the saves when called upon, and usually coaches will talk about that big save at a certain point in the game. Herlovsky has to try and come up with them right here to keep Roadrunners off the board.
Derek entered the weekend number 3 in the RHI statistics for goaltenders. The number 1 goalie across the way, the Montreal Roadrunners, Francois Graval. And the Roadrunners, thanks to some power play opportunities, getting themselves back in this contest as the first half has come to an end. 3-2 Blast lead after the first half. Jim Fox with a head. Mike Goldberg along with Jim Fox. We welcome you back to Minnesota, where the Arctic Blast and the Minnesota Roadrunners have skated to a 3-2 score in halftime. You see the shots on goal turn out to be very even. The real key statistic there, Foxy, the power play goal scored by Montreal.
And you can see the shots on goal, territorial advantage, even strength. Minnesota, big advantage, but you go back on that power play. Montreal had 2 advantages in the first half where they were 2 men up, so they took advantage of the situation to get back in this game. Minnesota has to do something to regroup mentally. I don't think they were over-aggressive, the Arctic Blast, taking those penalties. They just came at the wrong time.
And now Larson comes out of the box, so we're back at even strength. Could be too late, though. Guy Rouleau, big shot, wide of the net. No, he went high over the top post. Now it is played by Minnesota. They are probably saying to themselves, finally, we are back to even strength. Bouncing puck, trying to be controlled by John Hansen. He goes around to the backhand. Hansen tied up nicely on the play by Montreal's Francis Poulion. Now it is played to the near side. Here is Rouleau. Rouleau flips it on the backhand, and Lacroix will try to play. Puck goes out of the surface area. Wednesday night baseball on ESPN. It's baseball, and you are an American. You will want to check out Game 1 from Fulton County Stadium. The St. Louis Cardinals and the Atlanta Braves. Braves in first place in the National League Eastern Division. That is followed from Chavez Ravine by the Chicago Cubs and Los Angeles Dodgers. For the Cubs, right fielder Sammy Sosa leads the National League with 22 home runs. Face-off comes within the Minnesota zone. Third quarter. Last week on our RHI Game of the Week, we had a total of 6 goals scored in the first half. Tonight, 5. Teams are getting more disciplined defensively. Now Justin McHugh, lots of speed, works it, and he hit the post. Justin McHugh, far post, as he used his speed effectively. And there you saw a perfect situation of how hard it is for the defensemen to turn and pivot, although they are on the rollerblades, the inline skates, instead of regular ice skates.
Very difficult to change directions very quickly. You'll see Billy Campbell back on defense right here. Look at that shot off the wrong foot. McHugh really pulled the trigger on that one. That's what caught the goaltender, Francois Gravel, out of position. By shooting off the wrong foot, you're kind of leaning back, and all of a sudden, that shot comes in hard. The roller hockey puck's so light, these guys can pull the trigger with a wrist shot just as hard as a slap shot.
And Justin McHugh, another former captain, turned over in front and gives Montreal a scoring opportunity. And Derek Herlovsky will be forced to wait for the whistle. Lots of hometown boys on this Minnesota team. Really only 2 to know. Jamie Spencer, who is not in the lineup tonight, is from Indianapolis. And as we mentioned earlier, Taj Melson, number 19 in white, is from Los Angeles, but he moved to the Minnesota area in 7th grade, so call him a semi-native.
Exactly, and by far the smartest team in Roller Hockey International. 16 of the 17 players on the Arctic Blast roster went to college. A couple of guys, Mike, you mentioned earlier, a couple of guys looking to go in medical directions. One is a dentist, one is a doctor.
And there it is now played by Corey Leyland. Corey Leyland last ice season in Slovenia. He's from St. Cloud, Minnesota.
Take him,
Now
Mugger.
played behind the net. Simon Waugh, number 17, 21-year-old rookie. On the other side, a lot of guys from the province of Quebec, as we mentioned earlier. A lot of young RHI rookies on this Montreal team. And the illegal clearing is called as Skarda got the hit late. Well, the week that was in roller hockey international competition, highlighted by one trade, and that is Manon Rayon going to Sacramento from Ottawa. But here's great news for RHI fans. Attendance is up nearly 20% over the 1995 season. The San Jose Rhinos, the defending champs, lead the Northwestern Division. And good news for the Long Island Jaws. A member of 6 Stanley Cup championship teams has now accepted the position of Senior Vice President for Community Relations and Business Development with the Jaws. His name is future Hall of Famer Brian Trottier. Anytime, Foxy, you can get the great names from the game of the National Hockey League involved in Roller Hockey International. It is a bonus, of course. Yvonne Cornway, the former head coach in Montreal. Charlon has lots of time. Walks in. Save made, Herlovsky. And Melson will have an opportunity to push the puck up. He does to Trent Eigner. Eigner plays it on the near side. Gets it now to Lowen. Lowen shot deflected off the shin pad of Waugh. Now it is Rampo. Driven into the boards by Bocage. Played behind Bouillon. Rampo with it for Minnesota. Rampo trying to be strong on the stick. Backhand shot goes wide, and Gravov clears it to the side. Now Lowen again. Lowen can't handle. Now Rampo in time. And a shot knocked down. Eigner tries to spin, turned it right over. Back the other way comes Charlon for Montreal breakaway. Works it and never got the move away that he wanted. Looked like he wanted to sneak it at least on the backhand. The puck got a little bit in front of him, and the save made by Herlovsky. Shot deflected back the other way. Here is Taj Melson. Melson works it down deep. Now he's breaking towards the post. Give and go opportunity. Melson can't get the return pass. Bocage, top of the circle, save made, and Herlovsky clamps onto the rebound.
Well, it's about time, Mike, but finally we have some end-to-end action. Most of the first half was played very much under control. You had some chances, but most of those coming on the power play. Now both teams having opportunities to go end-to-end with some speed. Charland on the breakaway. Watch this dipsy doodle move he tries. He tries to go to the backhand and kind of leaning one way, tries to go the other. You see that move used by a lot of players in practice. You don't see it that much in a game. You'll see the move by Charlon. A left-hand shot. Watch him have only basically one hand on his stick when he goes to the backhand. Herlovsky, the goaltender, did not bite whatsoever. He was right there to make the big save.
Guy Rouleau will take the draw to the left side of Derek Herlovsky with his 19 saves tonight. Herlovsky getting his second start of the season.
Got 3.
Collegiate National Championship, BU in 1995. Back the other way, Hansen tried to go upstairs. Pad save made by Francois Gravel. Good scoring opportunity for Minnesota. Now Qua. LaRiviere walking in. Wrist shot, he scores! LaRiviere has scored the 3rd goal of the night for Montreal, and this game is tied.
LaRiviere just following up the play. The situation, not much involving in front of him. He just felt, well, the puck was dropped to him, and he went in. I think he caught the goaltender, Herlovsky, moving. Watch the feet of the goaltender for the Arctic Blast. I do not think Herlovsky was set yet. He was still kind of shuffling over, and that shot by LaRiviere goes tweeners, goes between the pads of the goaltender. Another look at the drop pass by Lacroix. Lacroix actually sets a pick right there. Look at LaRiviere, his head up all the way, not much room between the pads. He finds it, and it's tied 3-3.
First even strength goal of the night, Christian LaRiviere. His first goal of this RHI season has tied our game at 3. LaRiviere, the only returning defenseman from last year's semifinalist or runners-up in the final, Montreal. That advanced so well and played so brilliantly against San Jose. Now moving it ahead, the very talented Savage. Waugh gets the lone assist on the goal. It comes at 3:30 of the period. Now it is John Young from behind. Big hit delivered by Darask. Now Montreal starting to show some emotion. A 4-on-2 developing here. Left for Savage, puts it over to Duras. Back to Savage, lots of time. He tried to go near side.
Right there.
John Young back and forth cleared by Minnesota.
Come on, boys, you gotta go here.
Clearing is called with 7 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter. We are tied at 3. You're watching the RHI Game of the Week on the Deuce.
Intensity was a problem for Montreal early, not right now. Look at Patrick Duras right there. He takes down Corey Leyland. When the hitting picks up, the intensity picks up. So Montreal tying this game worked effectively on the power play in the first half. You see the shots in the third quarter, 5-2 for Montreal. They picked it up all over the place. And now the intensity, the feeling much better for Montreal.
Took Montreal about 18 minutes to realize that the first of 2 games being played this weekend against Montreal had started. And now Taj Melson and his Minnesota teammates trying to gain the momentum back. Montreal in the road red jerseys and the home whites. The Arctic Blast of Minnesota did not compete as this franchise last year, although there was a team that played out of the city of Minnesota and RHI under different ownership. Now again Montreal with the scoring opportunity. Bocage went high over the net of Derek Kurlowski, almost jumped on his own rebound off the backboard.
And now the Arctic Blast look a little confused defensively. Look on that last play, maybe 2 of the Minnesota players going to 1 Montreal. That left someone wide open right down the slot.
Matt Lowen pushed off the play by Billy Campbell. Now Lowen still working it. Lowen centers it. Melson makes the move. Goes upstairs. Never got the result that he wanted. Verval may have got a pad on it. Now on the near side. Charland already has a goal tonight on the power play. Directed off the skate of his teammate to the side of the net. Picked up by Trent Eigner. Number 27, Trent Eigner. 6'1", 185-pounder. 25 years old. Pushing it up towards shoot. Intercepted by Bouillon. Guy Rouleau is also there. Wanted to leave it. Now Bouillon himself. Shot deflected off the stick of Bill Lund. Back the other way come the Arctic Blast. Streaking towards the post, David Shute. They leave it for the trailer. Lund. He scores! Minnesota has regained the lead. Trent Eigner left it for the trailer, Bill Lund. And it is 4-3.
Execution excellent by the Arctic Blast. They have an outnumbered attack. You have someone driving to the net. Here's the transition game. We haven't seen much of this tonight, but it starts for Minnesota. Eigner with a drop pass. You saw one of the Blast. It was Shute go to the net. And the trailer on the play. Eigner with his head up. It's 3-on-2, but you see how controlled he is. He wants to hold on. Bill Lund is right there. And you see how Bill Lund shot in the same motion as his stick handle. That does not give the goaltender any opportunity to pick up a release point. Nice, cool, calm play. Nice, cool, calm setup on the 3-on-2. And Minnesota leads by 1.
Second goal of the night for Bill Lund. It comes at 6:06 of the third quarter. Trent Eigner ideally will have at least one of the 2 assists on the goal that was set up by the odd man situation.
And Mike, you brought it up. David Shute driving to the net early on that play. That makes one of the defenders go with him, and it left a 2-on-1. Lund pulls the trigger.
Here comes Shute himself.
Come on, boys. You don't need
Now Hansen. Now played back towards Brett Larson. David Shute will also get a well-deserved assist on the 4th goal of the night for Minnesota. So Shute and Eigner with the assists on the Bill Lund goal. Shot, pad save made. LaRiviere robbed by Derek Kurlowski. Back the other way. Here is David Shute. Shute walking in. Tried to get it to Larson. Bouncing puck cleared nicely by Montreal. Savage now plays it. 2-on-1 made developing the other way. Savage's shot deflected high and wide of the net. Played by Shute. 2-on-2. Shute as Leyland tried to apply the screen. And a penalty forthcoming.
Come on, boys.
They'll get the call in the power play situation when we return to the Target Center. 4-3 our score.
Power play is important tonight. Power play coming up for Minnesota. You see Patrick Duras go down right there. Both players go down, reaches out right here, 68, and there is the little whack behind the leg. Slashing will be the call. Not much contact, but the referees have been instructed this year to cut down on slashing. Any stick whatsoever. It's John Hansen involved. In 68, Patrick Duras goes for slashing. So Montreal effective on the power play, Minnesota gets a chance to regain a 2-goal lead.
And it will be Minnesota's third power play of the night. They have scored one power play goal. That was earlier this evening by Bill Lund, his first of the contest. Lund now tied for the top scoring honors as far as goals concerned. Driving towards the post, and the save made by Francois Gravel on Corey Leyland.
Leyland did that in the first half, driving to the net. Never a bad idea. A couple of words right there. Francois Bouillon of the Roadrunners. Leyland just drops his head. Watch him protect the puck, getting his body in front, so the checker has to go through him. Pretty patient by the goaltender Gravel in that situation, just waiting for Leyland to run out of room. There's the goaltender Francois Gravel coming into tonight's game, the best goals against average in Roller Hockey International. He had a tough start with Minnesota taking that 3-goal lead, but his team has fought back very hard to really work their way back into this situation. But keep in mind, Minnesota on this power play, they'll take their time to set up a pretty good shot.
Now it is played down low by Young. Young gets it to Corey Leyland. He has 8 goals on the year himself. Across to Hansen. Leyland on the back post. Skarda gets it to Young. Young and Skarda work it. They redirect the other way. Good puck movement. Leyland with the scoring opportunity wide of the net. Now Skarda wants it up top. Looking for the big shot. Instead, he'll give it over to John Young. John Young down low to Corey Leyland. Leyland wants to work it around. Now Young looking. They'll go to the point. Trigger man, Randy Skarda. Shot. Oh, what a save made by Francois Gravel as he just robs John Hansen.
Well, there have been times tonight when Gravel has come up very big. No more important than this one. This could be the momentum that Minnesota was looking for all kinds of time. They've tried this play earlier with a pass. This time Gravel had to work to find that puck. Leyland was in front, and the shot came through one of his own teammates. Gravel had to look through the penalty killer. So I think Minnesota doing a good job changing things up earlier on this power play where they looked for passes down low. Now they're shooting the puck. Great goaltending from Gravel.
32 seconds remains in this power play. Knocked down by Skarda. Cleared but not out of the zone by Campbell.
25.
Skarda will regroup quickly. Leyland still on the near side. Now it is Young. He pushes it down low. Hansen tried to go near side. Stick save made by Gravel. Now it is played down deep. Leyland has his man in front. Lots of time dinking.
Come on, boys.
And Hansen could not pull the trigger. Gravel makes a save again. Look at the speed. Now Alain Sauvage. Oh, turned over by the goaltender, Derek Herlovsky. Short-handed goal scored by the pesky little Alain Sauvage. We are tied at 4.
What's that? And Herlovsky committed the cardinal sin on that play. Certainly the goaltenders have more difficulty handling the puck. The safe play is along the board. Sauvage chasing it down. You see Sauvage, he took the boards away for a split second with his stick. So good use of the stick by Sauvage on the clearing attempt by the goaltender, but by no means should a goaltender ever try to go up to the middle. And that's exactly what Herlovsky did on the play. Sauvage really made a nice fake defensively there. He looked like he was going towards the boards, but the puck ended up right on his stick, wide open net, and Sauvage ties it up 4-4.
12th goal of the season. Alain Sauvage, top scorer on this team, #1 in goals. Rolling rocket, they call him. So quick, and he showed his speed efficiently right there, forcing the goal. Now remember, Minnesota early in the contest got kind of a break themselves as Randy Skarda's shot went off a Montreal player, and it resulted in a 2-0 score. Now Guy Rouleau going to have the penalty called on him as he touches up. There's the whistle, and Minnesota will once again go on the power play. High sticking is the call.
Rouleau looking to create some action on the forecheck on the play. That's been unusual for Montreal tonight, and I think he got caught with a high stick. So the power play is going back and forth. Although Rouleau is skating over to the players' bench right now, I don't know whether he knows. I believe it was 77, the captain. Yeah, he's trying to hide. He's trying to go over to the bench. It doesn't work here. The referee spots him and sends him to the penalty box. It'll be 90 seconds on the high stick. Really wasn't a hard one. Watch Rouleau behind the net. He just reached out. I think it was Eigner with the puck, and you see left side of your screen. Yeah, there it is. Now the contact right into the chest. It wasn't much, but it was high, and for that reason, the high sticking call, Minnesota on the power play.
another power play opportunity as their last power play ended. Elaine Savage scored the goal to make it 4-4. And it was a good power play prior to that, Jim.
Moving the puck around, the pass is hard and crisp.
Young the shot in the point-blank range. Save made by Francois Graval. He has been just outstanding since about the 14 or 15-minute mark of this game. Now it is played by Bocage. Skarda pushes it to Young. The same power play unit on the surface again for Scott Bukestad's team. Bocage the other way from Montreal. Draped all over him. The defenseman, no call is made. Now it is Randy Skarda, number 22 out of Minneapolis. Up ahead to John Young. Those are the two big studs on that team in '94. Here's the penalty forthcoming for interference.
Good call.
Going to make it a holding call. It is going to go against Montreal, and it will result in a two-man advantage.
Exactly right. Holding will be the call. And Doré cannot believe it. I really don't necessarily blame him. You see the stick? Well, Bocage reached around with his free hand. You see the referee way in the background. He raises the arm, no doubt about it. Bocage, that's the way it's actually stated in the rule book. If you use your free hand, the hand that is not gripping the stick to reach out and grab someone, you're going to get the holding call. Now, most times, when you already are one man short, the referee can kind of look the other way at times. Not in this situation. Two-man advantage. 4 skaters against only 2 penalty killers. Advantage, Arctic Blast.
Now, this is the second time this evening we have had a 4-on-2 situation. The first time it belonged to Montreal, and they scored. Now Leyland pushes it across. Lots of time. Score! John Hansen, a power play goal. His second goal of the night. It is 5-4 Minnesota.
Get another one.
Looked like a carbon copy of the power play earlier, Mike. You said it worked so well. Well, the passing is not only hard and crisp, it's right on the sticks. So Minnesota really does not waste any time whatsoever. Look at that long pass by Skarda. Nice move right there. Leyland made the right move. When number 9 Leyland picked up the puck, there's that first pass. He moved to the front of the net. Once again, that'll draw someone to you. The defender comes to Leyland, and off to the side of the net is Hansen wide open.
Come on, guys.
1, 2, only 3 steps, but those steps so important. If Leyland stands in the corner, no one goes to him, and you see Hansen. He was very patient right there. He waited for Gravel, the goaltender, to dive, and Gravel had to do that. But Hansen held on, goes to the top of the net, and it's 5-4 Minnesota.
Hansen played collegiately at the University of North Dakota, skilled with a great shot, was the scouting report from his coach. That time he went upstairs for his second goal of the night. Corey Leyland and John Young get the assists on the goal that comes officially at 10:30 of this third quarter. Still a power play situation for another 50 seconds remains for the Arctic Blast. One-man advantage with now 1 minute remaining in the third. Leyland wanting to look down low to Young. Instead goes up top Skarda. Big wind-up wide of the net. And cleared by Billy Campbell of Montreal. Orlovsky to Skarda. 27 seconds remaining in the power play situation. Young walking and hits it down low. Leyland trying to pull the goaltender away. Quick pass to Hansen. Shot wide of the net. Cleared again. Whipped around by Orlovsky. Played by John Young. John spent this last ice season away from Minnesota. Now he moves it in. Big shot and deflected wide by David Shute. He has played some of his time in the IHL with the Minnesota Moose. Now it is played again by Hansen. Big shot by Hansen. Save made by Graval. And the final seconds in this third quarter tick away as the Blast regains the advantage. They lead 5-4. And still, throughout the night, Francois Graval has been very solid. Week 4 of the RHI on the deuce. Montreal and Minnesota through 3 quarters of play. Shots on goal, a +7 for the Arctic Blast. The scoring chance is very even, and both teams have capitalized in man advantage situations on 2 occasions. Jim Fox has worked his way back towards the benches, and we'll look forward to his reports throughout this fourth quarter. As I mentioned, these same two teams will meet tomorrow afternoon. Minnesota playing their 6th game of the year, 3 games against Long Island already, and now 2 straight against Montreal. Francois Graval, 27-year-old veteran, played last year on that very strong team with the head coach, Daniel Doré. A draw controlled by Minnesota. There is Martin Lacroix. He'll work it against Larson. Lacroix top of the circle, stick handling, waiting for help. Larson closing in on him. Now David Shute trying to take him off the puck. Lacroix still controlling. Look to thread the pass to Guy Rouleau. And unable to do so. Back the other way. Lund looking for the hat trick. He has 2 goals on the night to lead Minnesota's attack. Now it is Guy Rouleau back the other way. Lund gets a body on him. Played now by Martin Lacroix. Lacroix to Rouleau. Lots of time. Works to the backhand. Flips it high and wide in the net. Now Rouleau again looking in front for Lacroix. Gets it to Campbell. Hits shot point blank range. Save made by Herlovsky. Rebound cleared by Shute. Bouncing puck handled by Montreal. Simon Waugh. 3-on-2 develops for Minnesota. Drop pass. Pushed back down. Lund deking shot. Oh, deflected off the stick of Bill Campbell. Kept in Eigner's wrist shot. Handled into the gut of Francois Graval. And we have a whistle and a stoppage. Almost the hat-trick gained by Bill Lund. Pick it up in the neutral zone area. Watch Lund work it himself. A little give and go now with David Shute. Gets it back, dekes to the forehand, and it almost went off the skate of the Montreal player and into the back of the net. Lund has shown us all evening long that he is very good stick handling in tight situations. Great hands. Festy little centerman, 5'9", 175-pounder with 2 goals on the night. Now it is played by Skarda. He gets it to Justin McHugh. McHugh leaves it on the boards. Corey Leyland trying to skate it down. Now Savage. Savage across to Derasp. Derasp gets it down low. Played behind the Montreal net. Montreal trying to work the breakout. Good forecheck by John Young. He'll get help from McHugh. Leyland is in front of the net. Leaves it for the trailer. Skarda tried to take it off the skate. Never could pull the trigger. Now it is Justin McHugh. McHugh on the backhand. Pass deflected nicely by Bouillon. And now Corey Leyland will chase it down for Minnesota. Corey Leyland gets it to Randy Skarda. Just over 10 minutes remains in regulation. John Young works it into the zone, avoiding the offsides as he carried the puck over the red line himself. That RHI offside rule. You can be ahead of the puck as long as the puck carrier advances the puck on his stick into the zone of attack. This last case for Minnesota. See, there is a man way deep. And Minnesota again will advance the puck off the stick of their own player. Leyland tied up as he tried to spin. No call to be made. And Montreal comes back the other way. That is Francois Chaput. Chaput, one of the alternate captains. Big man, 6'1", 232 pounds. Came into camp weighing 240. Now it is played by Mark Bocage. Bocage circles. Shot deflects high over the net. Now Jeff Romfo. And he will gather it in for Minnesota. Gets it to the near side, and Trent Eigner. Eigner on the near side. Works it towards the top of the circles. Lots of time. Big wind-up. Save made. Rebound not pushed towards net. Back the other way will come Montreal. Eigner had all kinds of time to pull the trigger. Now Charland on the backhand. Save made Herlovsky, and he holds on.
Keep a short shift here, guys.
Fans turn the inside back over the game program.
Trent Eigner walked in himself. Ripped the big shot and the save made by Francois Graval. And watch this. How quickly the transition game comes into effect in roller hockey international competition. Back the other way, coast to coast. Carl Charland and the save made by Derek Herlovsky. We remain at a 5-4 game. Now the concerns for Minnesota coming into the night, a little bit of their work level.
Nice job, Manny. Nice
good
job.
work ethic this evening. Got off to a great start, leading this contest 3-0 after 1 quarter of play. And also had leads of 4-3 and now 5-4. Bill Lund trying with his teammate to add on. Quick shot. Oh, how Graval made that save, I do not know. Anticipation extraordinaire on the quick shot off the stick of David Shute.
Mike, outstanding goaltending tonight. We've seen it all night from Gravel. Corey Leyland, I want to talk to you about the big Montreal goaltender. What is it like going down on him? He covers a lot of room in there. It must be kind of a demoralizer when you can't really see much behind the goaltender.
He's doing a heck of a job tonight. We're trying to make a move to get in between his legs, and we're trying to go upstairs. And he's such a big guy. He's covering all the angles. He's doing a heck of a job.
What happened in the second half here? First half, hardly any hits whatsoever. In the second half, a couple big hits.
Yeah, I guess we're just, the intensity's picked up, and, you know, we're both hungry to win. These are 2 big points in our division, so we just got to play hard.
Thanks, Corey.
Yeah, both teams have been off for nearly a week, and so getting back into the full contact situation may have taken a little bit. Over a week for Minnesota. Their last game 8 days ago. Now the circle, and Lund works it in. Stick handling himself, shoots into the screen, tried to hop on the loose puck. Campbell got in the way. Now Montreal playing again. Hansen on Bocage. Lund gets it across quickly to David Schute. Now it is left for Chalon. He gets it across, turned over. Hansen trying to get it back. Now it is Schute. Schute works over the outside, wants to lead for Lund again. Lund, stick handle, knocked off the puck just for a moment though. Julio can't clear. Lund will handle again. Great pressure offensively on the forecheck by Bill Lund. Now Billy Campbell, number 44, 32-year-old, will play it on the near side. Stick handles around Bill Lund, works it up towards the top of the circles, gets it across to Guy Rouleau. Big shot, pad save made. Terlovsky with a Montreal player standing on the doorstep, holds on to the rebound. 7:38 remains in our RHI game of the week. Face-off will come to the right side of that man. Derek Terlovsky, 24-year-old out of Minneapolis. Goaltender of the year in the Hockey East Division. As a member of that Boston University Terrier team. Went on to win the national championship. He would like to be a color commentator on TV. Would love to do hockey. And I repeat, Jim Fox, color commentator, not play-by-play announcer.
Excuse me.
Now it's Leyland. Pushed up ahead. Oh, almost redirected by Justin McHugh. Now it is Martin Lacroix. Lacroix has Rouleau moving ahead of the play. Tried to thread the pass towards the stick with number 77, Montreal captain. Banged into the boards. Lacroix got a hold of Corey Leyland. Now it is played by Lacroix. Rouleau, quick shot, just wide of the net.
Come on, guys.
He tried to go back to the near side post and just missed. Now Rouleau trying to spin. John Young will play it for Minnesota. John Young carries it across, gets it to Justin McHugh. He leaves it again for Young. Delayed penalty on the way as McHugh was tripped up on the play, and it will result in the 6th power play of the night for the Arctic Blast.
Nice move right here coming up. Looked like McHugh trying to cut inside, and there's the trip all the way. John Young ends up picking up some garbage for a shot. It appears to me, Mike, that certainly the forecheck has changed here in the second half by Minnesota. You get into the second half of the game, one team is going to get tired, and right now it looks like Montreal is tired because Minnesota's spending way more time in the offensive zone, working hard on the forecheck, taking the body. As the game goes along, that wears down the opposition.
Tripping the call on Christian Lariviere. Has only missed 2 games since joining the Roadrunners. This is his 3rd season in the league. Also his 3rd with the Montreal team. So a power play situation for Minnesota, looking for their 3rd power play goal of the night. 6th opportunity. Over to the near side, and Hansen, familiar power play unit on the surface for Scott Bugstad. Now it is played by Taj Melson. He is actually added to the unit instead of Randy Scarda. Now Hansen. Hansen, his shot, pad save made, and the puck is cleared. Played by John Hansen. Hansen scored the 1st goal of the night for Minnesota. Now Hansen gets it to Taj Melson. High wrist shot, gloved easily by the 6'3" Francois Graval.
Mike, I have Trent Eigner right here. Trent, I want to talk to you about the Montreal Roadrunners. You're known as a defensive defenseman. What's it like playing against a team like Montreal that has some pretty good speed?
Oh, I think, like Scotty said, Coach, here, you got to take away some time and space. And, you know, you got guys like Alain Savage. If you give them room out there, they're going to make, you know, some nice plays, and they're going to create space and set some picks, and, you know, that gives them some room. So I think our basic plan tonight was to try to close the gaps and keep it tight and make them beat us with a little bumping and grinding.
Well, Trent, looks like it's working in the second half. Good luck the rest of the way.
Face off to come to the left side of Francois Graval. 45 seconds remains in this power play situation. John Young gets it across to Scarta. Quick shot, knocked down nicely by Montreal. Now flipped in front on the doorstep. Save made again by Graval. He robbed Corey Leyland. Good pass from John Hansen. Waiting for a man to commit. They get it across to Scarta. He moves in, coming out to cut off the angle nicely. The Montreal goaltender. Puck is cleared towards Orlovsky. Full line change made by Montreal. Some new penalty killers. Young works around Savage, walks it in himself, shot point blank range, another save by Graval. 39 shots on goal for the Arctic Blast to just 27 for the Roadrunners. Now Scarta, high shot, and just standing his ground, the very large Montreal goaltender.
Gravel, no wasted motion whatsoever. So confident, he goes out to face the shooter, sometimes doesn't even have to move.
Pushed down on the play now. Point blank range, score! He committed early and went down, and Corey Leyland goes top shelf. Arctic Blast leads 6-4.
Mike, you're exactly right. That went away from the style that Gravel has been playing. Now a goaltender has difficulty in Roller Hockey International going side to side. But watch Gravel, the goaltender, puck behind. He's kind of swimming. He's confused. He doesn't know where it is. He goes to that two-pad slide, and what a shot by Leyland. Leyland able to take the shot one-timer, but at the same time, it goes right to the top of the net. You can see there with a two-pad slide, Gravel, the goaltender, will get the stop if the puck is low, but it's hard, it's perfectly placed. What a one-time shot, and Minnesota leads by 2.
Looked as if the goal came just as the penalty had come to an end. Nonetheless, Corey Leyland, his 9th goal of the season at the 7-minute mark of the 4th quarter. And the Arctic Blast have regained a 2-goal advantage. Now it is Lowen trying to get it back towards Taj Nelson. There is Taj Nelson, one of the more offensive-minded defensemen for this Minnesota team, along with Randy Scarta. Now Trent Eigner. John Young gets the lone assist on the goal. Young with assists on the last 2 goals scored by the Arctic Blast, and it will go as an even strength tally. Played behind Montreal, their own net. They get it towards Martin Lacroix. Hit on the play, delivered by Lund. Puck squirts to the stick of Guy Rouleau. Rouleau trying to work it ahead. Quick snapshot save made by Orlovsky. And Lund able to clear behind the net. Now it is Eigner. Bounced off the puck for just a moment by Lacroix. Big frame. Get it over to Bill Lund. Lund, 24 years old. 2 goals on the night. Stick handles over the red line. Has Romfo with him. Slides it over towards Jeff Romfo. Romfo had a hat trick in that decisive win over New Jersey 8 days ago. Lund can't get a hit on his man. Now Lacroix leaves it back. Riviere wants to work himself around, shoots, still has control, moves it in, shot. Flickers towards the pad. Get it out! Now it is played by Lacroix. Tied up, we'll get a stoppage with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Minnesota looking to even their record at 3-3.
Head coach Scotty Bukestad, second half a little different. Looks like you wanted the team to apply more pressure for checking. Was that the game plan going into the second half?
Yeah, I think so. We haven't really been doing. We're giving them a little bit too much room coming out of their zone, and they're making things happen. So in the last 3-4 minutes here, we got to tighten that up, tighten the defensive zone up, and I think we'll be okay.
Thanks, coach.
And they have regained the 2-goal advantage. Remember, Scott Bukestad's team opened up this contest with 3 goals scored in the first quarter. They led 3-0 after the first quarter on goals by John Hansen, Randy Scarta, and Bill Lund. In the second quarter, 2 goals scored. Power play situations by Montreal. Charland and Rouleau. Third, both teams took advantage of odd man situations. And here in the fourth, just 1 goal scored. So far, that off the stick of Corey Leyland, his 9th of the year.
Scarge is hurt here, guys.
Billy Campbell with 3 minutes remaining.
Good D here, guys. Dump it out.
Now leaves it down low. Shots so far in the fourth. Minnesota with 9. Just 4 shots generated by Montreal. Shots for the game, 14. On the advantage of these guys. Score! Justin McHugh! The Minnesota Arctic Blast put the final nail in the coffin. They lead 7-4.
Looks like Justin McHugh with a goal. Nice play to turn the puck over by the Arctic Blast. Nice little dish pass on the backhand. Give and go, can't be done any better right there. Actually hit the post, then off the shoulder of the goaltender. But here's that turnover I was talking about. It was just very patient forecheck by Minnesota. Dish right there on the backhand. And McHugh did not stop. He kept going. Nice little bounce for the Arctic Blast right there. But a great dish on the backhand. You don't see it that much. And Minnesota out in front by 3.
Third goal of the season for the RHI rookie Justin McHugh. Blast lead with 2.5 minutes remaining, 7-4. Rouleau down the other way, tied up by Eigner. Lacroix tied up nicely by Melson. Eigner picks up the loose puck. Give John Young his 3rd assist of the night. So the playmaker to John Young. He has racked up some big points. Shot save made. Coming into tonight, John Young had 13 assists on the season. One of the top numbers in RHI competitions, and now he has 16 assists on the year. Lacroix loses the handle. Let's watch for Francois Graval potentially, although there's a 3-goal deficit to leave his cage soon. Now he makes a save, bouncing puck in front. Oh, it hit the post. Good scoring opportunity for Matt Lowen, Rookie of the Year in the Colonial League with Madison last ice season, and he almost was able to give the Blast a 4-goal advantage.
Watch Lowen pick this one out of the air. Gravel down to his knees. It gets right down to about ankle level and right off the post. It looked like initially it may have gotten by the goaltender all the way across the goal line. That was not the case. But Lowen keeping his eye on the puck all the way. Sometimes you see those goals scored, you bat it out when it's about waist high, but that puck went all the way to the floor, but he still got it out midair.
So under 2 minutes remains in the contest. Played behind the net by Montreal. Le Riviere works it to the near side, and Billy Campbell stepping up on the play is Bill Lund. Lund, 3-on-2 develops for Minnesota. Lund gets it across. Shot high and over the net by David Shute. Now played to the near side, and Savage. Savage trying to work it himself. They have really kept that young man in check. He came in with a bundle of goals, 11 on the year. Just scored the 1 goal tonight on the turnover by Derek Kurlofsky, the goaltender from Minnesota.
Mike, you're exactly right. Savage scored with the gift that he was given on the play, but otherwise Minnesota have kept him down. Savage is known as a player that can turn on his entire team because he plays so intense. He's always in there doing little things to make it go, but he's been kept off the board just about all night except for that 1 goal.
Leyland and Riviere battle in front of the Minnesota bench. Now under 1 minute remains. Big shot. And the save made. Now it is played by Rouleau. He tried to go near side and knocked down again. Turning, firing. Another save by Derek Kurlofsky.
Well, Kurlofsky doing a good job to actually even find the puck. A couple of spin-around shots by Montreal. Rouleau has one of the quickest release. Look at that, right from the slot, kind of an arm save. Here's that spin-around shot by Campbell I was talking about, and Kurlofsky kind of looking around. Very difficult when the player spins around to figure out where that puck is. Kurlofsky saw it all the way. 28 saves on the night.
Hey, shooter. Hey, after the game, we got to go out.
He has been very solid in his second RHI appearance this year for Minnesota Arctic Blast. Kurlofsky and Bill Pye give Minnesota a good goaltending tandem. Will we see him again tomorrow? An interesting decision made by the head coach, but he is going to be one of the men who was able to create a victory situation tonight for Minnesota. 10 seconds now remains in the contest. McHugh gets it up ahead to Leyland. He'll be happy to let the clock tick away. Dumps it in. And the Minnesota Arctic Blast have defeated the Montreal Roadrunners here on the Deuce. The final score, 7-4.
Way to go, Bunny. Nice goal. Good boy.
John Hansen with 2 goals, including the first of the night and the game winner. Bill Lund with 2 goals and an assist. Corey Leyland with a goal and 2 assists. And John Young with 3 assists on the night to lead the way for the Minnesota Arctic Blast. Jim Fox downstairs with the goaltender, Derek Kurlofsky.
Derek, you look like you're sweating a little bit. What's going on?
I don't know, man. Where's the ice? You know what I mean?
That's right, to cool you off. Let's go back to the beginning of the game where I know it may have been difficult for a goaltender Not many shots early, but you kind of find your way to stay in the game. How do you work on that mentally to stay ready, even though you're not seeing many shots?
Well, you know, in this type of game, I mean, the puck's always in your zone. Even if the puck's down there, you're not seeing a lot of shots. Just try and move around as much as you can. You know, they're going to be they're quick passes out here, and their team's just trying to work for a good shot. And it's not too hard when you know that they can shoot at any time, and any shot in this league's a good shot. I mean, the puck comes so hard, and the players are so good at shooting the puck that every shot is a good shot, so you always have to be ready.
Eric, I got to throw a dagger right here. Where was that pass going? The one? Oh, sorry about that. Little turnover.
We were up 4-3. I wanted to, put him in the game a little bit. No, it was terrible. It was a bad play, bad decision by me, and I learned. You know what I mean? I'm just learning the game. I've only played for a little while here, and that's something I hope I'll never do again.
Derek, me and Mike, the play-by-play man, have been going back and forth all night. We know you have aspirations to work in TV. I say it's as a play-by-play man. He says as a color commentator. What is it?
It's color.
Oh, you want my job?
The knowledge of the game is going to take over for me. But yeah, I'd like to do that someday. Be a newscaster or a colored man for ice hockey or roller hockey. Who knows?
All right, Derek. Thanks very much. Good luck the rest of the season.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Back up to you.
Jim. Yeah. Or roller hockey. Who knows? Minnesota outshoots Montreal 45-32. The final score once again: Arctic Blast 7, Roadrunners 4. So the Minnesota Arctic Blast defeat the Montreal Roadrunners 7-4 to up their season record to 3-3 in this RHI season. We continue our coverage of the RHI on the Deuce next week from Orlando as the Jackals will play host to the Philadelphia Bulldogs. It comes your way Monday, July 1st, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming up next here on the Deuce, we will present to you the 1996 Cheerleading Championships. That is coming up next on ESPN2. For Jim Fox and our entire crew here at the Target Center in Minnesota, I'm Mike Goldberg saying so long, everybody. See you next week in Orlando.